guess I'll kind of start from the top here, actually. So let's just re-download this even. Okay. So we're looking at the 17 and we're getting an error in JSLint. So just kind of want to walk through how I debug things. So very first thing is we're going to just pop it into JSLint, just see how things look. So it's giving an error with the closing. So that's not a super helpful error message. So let's first of all hit it with Beautify, and that kind of extra indents things, which is a little troubling to me, but we'll circle back on that when we need to. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I want to collapse the object functions, so card, deck, and game, to see if these indeed close the way they're supposed to. And it looks like game is not closing the way it's supposed to. So we're gonna go a little bit more line by line through game. So I'm looking for semicolons and curly braces that don't look correct. Common errors like a comma missing here would be a problem. A semicolon missing here. Semicolons on these functions are often missing, so I'm looking for those. Or mismatched curly braces, but these all look okay. Curly brace here. This all looks fine. So we got to going to deal, and we have this if here. And when we have these nested ifs, especially, it can get a little confusing. So we have an if within an if. Now, assuming that is indeed what you want, but regardless, we're going to close the outer if, and then we're going to close the function. And then we're going to beautify again. Okay, and like we did before, we're going to throw this back into JSLint. Check this again, and I'm going to ignore these 80 character things for now because I think everybody by now knows how to deal with those. But we do have another error, so I'm going to keep going through this to see if we can get to the bottom of that. So start round. Okay, so is all of this is in start round? Yes, I think so. Okay, I guess so. And then, okay, pad cards, yes. Dealer add cards, I'm guessing that means. Okay, hit. Okay, hit is missing a semicolon. And stand, that looks good. Bust looks good. Winner looks good. And game does not need a semicolon at the end. Okay. So I think, other than that, I think we're good. Let's try beautifying again. it's indenting that so much. Actually, let's just move everything in. And beautify. Huh. That is super weird. What is wrong here? Well, let's put it in JSON. Let's see if we get any other errors. Unexpected semicolon on 463. Okay, could have still have an error here. Throwing things off. So you have an if here that is not closed. So we need that if closed first. Okay, so that helps a little bit. Okay. Unexpected parenthesis. That just doesn't sound right. Is correct. Okay, why am I baffled by this? We must have another closed bracket that's wrong. Watching me debug has got to be awesome. Sorry, I thought this would go quicker. Okay, that should be correct. So one of these must be wrong. I hope. Okay, well, we'll circle back on that. Let's try see if we can tackle another one. So I'm just gonna re-upload this. Save as 2. All right. Okay, so that is back up in Canvas as 17-2. All right, so let's see which one is next. Can we look at okay, what was your question, Sarah? I don't remember if you said to me last week that I have to do something more in the button in address book because it's still not working. What should I do? So, let's see, in address book. So basically, you should have a button, an additional button that provides some additional functionality, doing whatever you want. Okay. So in address book, I have. I'll open mine up here. So I have these 4 buttons here. You could add another button into this to the address book operations. You could add a button that affects the contact. Just a button that does something. Okay, and then so as far as the code for that, you would just add a listener to that button. Okay, so so if we look at the address book code, I put the listeners way down at the bottom. So that's these. So I have the button, I grab the button by ID, and then I attach a listener. So the add contact button or the download JSON button. So all you need to do is that. I helped on the other day, on Thursday, but it's still not working. So if you want to do what Ryan did and upload your code to Canvas in the discussion, we don't have one for address book though. I will add one for address book right now, and so I think that's probably a better way to do it. Then everybody can see the code that we did, right? I think that's probably good, right? I don't know. Little bit uncharted. Okay, and I might as well make a. I don't have the space game stuff up yet. Sorry about that. Thought I did that. Okay, so yeah, so go to the Canvas discussion address book, help me, and upload it there. Yeah, awesome. That's the best thing when you try to explain something and then you see your error. That's a cliche debugging technique, so that's good. Okay. Uh huh. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So where is coins underscore sound defined? So nope, nope, it doesn't. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So is it giving you an error? So if you go to the console, you see there's no errors. Yeah, yeah, that's what I always mean when I say that. Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Okay, so notice the error message there. It says coins sound is not defined, right? So what you need to do is define it somewhere. So what I did is, so I have. Oh, okay. So if you're using the ones I did, yeah, yeah, it's coin. So, yep, yep, yep. Okay, that could be as easy as that. I thought you were making your own. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, yep. That's probably the whole thing. Yep. Yeah. See, when you just talk through it, it fixes it. You're smarter than you think you are. Cool. Okay, so let's look at Morgan's. I think, or Sarah. Sarah sent hers. Morgan, if you could send yours somehow, that would be good. Um, let's look at Sarah's. Do. Excellent. Um, okay. So, so you're just sending the code that you think is the actual problematic code, Sarah, um, which might be okay, but um, so because I don't see um, a button at all in here, right? Or is that what you're wondering, like how you should add that? You were you were looking to. Oh no, I'm. Let's see. What were you wondering? Yeah, in the button. Yeah. What is it that you're trying to do? I'm sorry. What's the issue that we're trying to look at here? That the button is not working. Okay. Um. Oh, that's right. You had that calculate age. Okay. So yeah, I think you need to send the whole file. So you can just hit reply in the discussion, and you can attach your JavaScript and just maybe just zip your whole project up and attach the whole thing there. And then we can look at that the whole thing. Um, but I think we had the button working. Did you just I think did you just have problems with the calculation yet? So let's see. Um, and Morgan, did you want me to go through like the 17 starter at line 14, or did you want to upload something?
I wanted you to go through the 17 JavaScript at like after like around line 400 where you're
Okay.
at game
Okay. Cool.
equals view game. That's where I have most things like defined, but I don't have like the gray text on like which is really helpful I think. And now I don't know what to do for the game.
Okay. Okay. So down here. Oh yeah. So like all I'm saying is like whatever you call the setup method above, you do like game dot setup and game dot button set. I don't know if it's capitalized or not. True or false depending on how you set that up. And then game dot game message. Starting game, whatever you want to do there, and then game dot update wallet 500 or whatever our amount is here. I think we have a global amount default wallet. So I think that's it. So basically that. But you have to create these functions. But then once you create them, whatever you call them, you have to and whatever parameters you give, you have to provide those. So depending on how you implement these, it might not look exactly like this, but that's the idea. Does that make sense? It's not supposed to be easy. Okay. And yes, is there a point to the shuffle GIF in the project? No. I had it in there because at one point I used it, but I think I confused people when I had it in there. But if you want to use it, you can. I don't know. You can take it out. So submitted. I think I have to refresh this then. Okay, cool.
Did someone mute me or did I mute myself?
I don't think I can mute you. I think you had to mute yourself. So
Oh. Did you hear my response then?
I don't think so.
Okay. I said that it didn't make sense, and then I asked if that I have to define game dot setup above.
Yes, you do. So inside the game function in here, so like you'd have to do like my dot winner, my dot bust. It's one of those. So my dot stand, my dot hit, my dot add cards, my dot start round, and you can call these what you want, but you have to be consistent in your own naming scheme. So my dot update wallet, all that stuff. So inside game.
I have my okay inside game, but not inside function gem.
Correct. All of these are inside game. So the only thing that this part of the program can see is stuff that's inside game,
So basically, copy and
really.
paste everything I have in the decoration. So I have my cards, my shuffle, deal, create.
Well, so So I mean, you okay? So you're the programmer. You can do these things the way you want. The way that I envision it, and you totally could do it like that way, right? You could have the deck controlled outside of here, but the idea of encapsulating these things is the game. If you think about like the game has a deck, right? As part of the game, like if the game was a box that you bought, it would have a deck of cards in it, right? So like that's the concept. Oops. But you could conceptualize it differently, right? So you could do it that way. You could have deck and call those functions that way. But the way I did it, it was in game. So but if you do it differently, yeah, if you put it in deck, you'd have to do deck dot and do things appropriately. Now you might have to worry about variables that are local to game that you need access to. You might have to resolve some issues there, but you can sure do that. Hmm. I feel like I made you get more confused instead of less.
I don't know. Can you open my code and see?
Yeah, yeah. If you wanna just upload that into
I
the.
did.
Oh, sweet. Okay, okay, cool. So let's look at that then. Mm, okay, did it download? There it is. I'm gonna get confused at some point and I opened the wrong one, so just watch out for that. All right, 17-3 for me. All right. Okay, so if we scroll all the way down here, all right. So we're calling setup up above. So you do have a setup right here, my.setup, and you're calling deck create and deck shuffle in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would just go ahead and call, game.setup here. So that's accurate. Okay, so we can get rid of that. And then call button set. So I don't know if you did a button set at all. You did. So button set status, if status. So probably new game disable equals true. So button set true. Looks like it's the right way to go. Okay. And game message. Do we have one of those? We do. So so yours is pretty much like what I was thinking. I don't know. What did I say in mine? I should open up my real one. No, I said start a new game with a question mark. Oh, yeah. Okay, because we want to. This is actually false because we want to actually allow them to hit the button. And then finally, update wallet without anything because my update wallet checked for nothing. Um, and if nothing was passed, then it would just set it to the 500. Let's see. Oh, update wallet was way up here. So it's not my dot update wallet, it's just update wallet. So update amount So yeah, so if there's no balance, you're broke. Then it's default wallet. So we can just pass 0. Yeah. So it'd look like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much what I.
This is what I was missing to make the game work.
Yeah, and then in each of these sections, then you'll need to do like so when we click new game, then you'll need to clear out this game message because that won't make any sense, right? So that'll be one thing you'll need to do. So we'll just like clear that out, right? And then the button set won't make any sense because once you have a new game going, you don't want to be able to click on new game. So that's kind of what that does. Okay, so that flips those. And then we call in mine. I called mine start round. I don't know if you have that sort of thing in here. Set winner, set up. Nope. So you might need to do something like that. And then I have a method called score. So game message is just like in the game, Javier. So if I'm running the game, and you could do this differently. Game message is this right here. It just outputs this. It outputs some text, like as a instructions or whatever. Okay, so that the in the code, what is it? Well, it looks like this. So it's just updating the text in the game message ID. It's just replacing whatever's there with the message. So just like we did in Hello World, that sort of thing. Okay, so does that help? I don't know if that's good.
Yeah, that should be good.
Okay.
Do I need to add an event listener for like at the bottom, like a giant one, like listing every single my dot thing I have?
No, no.
Okay.
So, um, all I have on the bottom here, this might be a little small on your screen, but I just have new game button, hit game, stand button. Those are the only listeners I have. So,
Okay.
yep. I mean, you can totally do more. I mean, it's not that great of a game, so you can definitely make it cooler. But yep, that's it. So, did you get all those changes, or do you want me to upload these? I guess I can just.
I did them.
Yeah. Okay. 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 So that's that. All right. Some of it'll work. Some of it won't yet. But you'll have to get the like start round kind of stuff going. All right. All right. What was next? Beep 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 beep. So yes, it's a function. Yes, the game message is game.game message is a function, and we're just passing the message text into it. So it's really just it's calling the inner dot inner HTML DOM method in JavaScript. So it's just a shortcut function for that. Okay, so who is next? What were we looking at next? I lost track of what we were doing. Let's see. Did we finish looking at your thing, Sarah? I don't think we did. So, let's see. address book. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. All right. So the button. So we had to calculate age, and then we just need to add the calc age here. We want to change this to be your calc age function up above. So where was that? I forgot what that was exactly called. This one. So calculate age. So we want to set this one. Oh, we do have that set right. I was looking at the wrong line. So this is set. So let's actually look at what this is, where we're getting stuck here. So okay. So can I delete? Okay, cool. Well, let me. Nope. So I would like to go through anything that I would like to go through any other questions on that anybody has on anything, most of all. But then with whatever time we have left, I do want to go through anything that we do need to go through on Space Game. But I'm recording it, so yeah. If you don't have other questions and you don't feel like if you have stuff that you want to do, I don't know if you guys went back home. So yeah, if it's like super late at night and you want to not hang around, I understand. But if I recall, I don't think that I left too much left on Space Game, so it might really just be questions on Space Game anyway. So, and if you guys don't feel like you get much out of watching me debug things, we can set up more one-on-one sessions for debugging too. I'm okay with that. I just feel like it might be helpful to just kind of group debug some of these things. Okay, so now if we hit age, didn't do anything. So let's look at our inspect. And we have some errors here. So can't find birth date. So that's no good. So let's look on 197. Birthday equals birth date. Why don't we know what birth date is? because we don't have birth date. So we have to get that from somewhere. So where is it that we wanted this to change again? Did we want to have it dynamically change these?
I think what I want to do is like to put to calculate the age. So knowing your birthday,
Right.
the country that you are actually in.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I want to do is like to calculate this.
But if you have multiple contacts, do we want it to do that for all of them?
I mean, every time that you click on age is where it's in.
Um. So, but if okay, so when I click on age, do you want this birth date to be replaced with the age as a toggle?
I mean, I don't care if it's going to be replaced or to put another row with the actual age, but I want to update the age. I don't know if you understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So the very first thing we should do is we should create an array in here. Okay. Okay. And then we should, let me think about this. Then we should probably, I'm going to probably do this wrong right out of the gate. This is a little bit hard. All right. So what we're going to want to do is give this an additional class in here so that we can pull out all of the items that have a class, okay, of that. Okay, so we're going to want to go into our code here, into our display. So birth date, I'm going to want to add a line here. And oops, one space. And just call this birth date. Okay. And then just refresh this. And then make sure this showed up. Oops. Let's see. What did I do wrong here? Oh, I don't want this here. Like that. Yeah. Okay, so now if you see there is an additional class here, card text and birth date. So then what we want to do is we want to grab all of the contacts. So pretend there's multiple in here, okay? So we want to grab all of the contacts into an array. So so we will use, if we have the, we don't, so I'm going to add in the by Q query get. It's the I'm going to use the same thing that we used in the. I'll just actually copy it right from the other one so I don't make any typos. This function by Q. Okay. So we're going to use this one. Okay. Okay. And so then Let's see. Can I actually do that? S- Yeah. Okay. So we need this guy. So I jumped the gun a little bit. So we're going to just say var birth dates. So I'm not going to actually create an array because it's not exactly an array. It's a little confusing. It's sort of like an array. It's something that we can enumerate through. So, so birth dates. Okay, and then we're gonna put all of these in here. And so birthday equals item. And then what we want to do is say, I don't actually know if this is going to work the way we want it to, but so I vaguely remember what we did for the math here. And then item dot value equals age. Okay, so we're going through each of these items, reading things in, getting the calculation. So, and we're getting today. We're doing the calculations on today. Doing the date calculations on birthday. Actually, I think you got this from somewhere, so I don't. I'm going to take your word for it that that's what you want to do. I helped you with I I helped you with this. I think yeah. I wouldn't. I don't think I would do it this way. So no, no that no that's okay. That's okay. So so that is that. Um, so so anyway, this should do something. It still might give us an error, but might even give us an error right away because there's probably a syntax error. Oh, it's not fine. That's fine. 224. Oh yeah, because we have to close this guy. Okay. So there are some issues with this for sure. But so that gets you a little closer. So what I would do is I would console.log today, so you can see what the value of today actually is, and then and you know what the birth date actually is, right? So console.log birth date oops so if we look at this and we look at our console and we hit the age, it should be calling our function. Why is it not doing that? Well, it shouldn't be. Did I save it? I did save it. Yeah, well, so I mean, actually, we don't. Let's see, I mean, we don't actually need this at all. We could just call it item. So that might make it a little more clear for us. And then item. So this isn't going to work. This won't work. That isn't going to do anything. Today's date. Var. Date. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's not error log. It's console log. I use too many languages. All right. Okay. It should be printing. Am I looking at the right thing? Let me just make sure I have the right thing opened up here. Okay, so is that actually not triggering? Did we call it something different? I feel like that's button's not working. So calc age, calculate age. Calculate age. What am I missing here? Let's make sure this is actually getting called. Oops. is getting called. From birth dates by Q. Birth date. Oh, duh. I know why. Because we need to say dot birth date. It's always the easy stuff that nails you. Because it's by query. So this needs to be dot birth date. Okay. So now let's try this again. Hit age. Okay. Now it should at least put something in the console. Okay, so today it printed out the date and give us some errors. Okay, so pad start is not a function, so that code that you got from somewhere, that doesn't do anything. Okay, that's really what I wanted to show you. So what we are going to want to do is deal with that date. So what I think I'll do is I want you to have to do something on this, but I'll take a little time and give you some of the code for that, and I'll put that up in Canvas then. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, and Morgan said there's no Space Game stuff uploaded. I will do that right when we get off the call. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, does anybody have anything else? Anybody have anything on Space Game that they want to talk about? Any questions? I forget exactly where we left off on that. So everybody's good on all the other projects. If you do have anything, I think it actually is working pretty well to put those things into Canvas. So there's the address book canvas and the 17 canvas discussion, and I'll put one up for Space Game. And then Wednesday, why don't I go through the... Yes, there's a Space Game starter, and I will get that up right after class. And so the last project is a little tricky. So I don't want to bombard you guys too much, but if you really truly don't have any questions on Space Game, or like even vague questions so far, and you have a pretty good idea of where you want to go with things, come ready with questions for Wednesday. But if you don't have anything, what's your grade if you can't complete? Yeah. So in terms of grades, make sure you upload something. Okay. So if you upload something and it validates, you are all but guaranteed at least a 6 out of 10 on every project. Okay. And the early projects are pretty easy, and they get kind of relatively progressively harder. I think this semester I made the 17 a little bit disproportionately harder than the Space Game and the final project. So they're all kind of equal depending on how much you put into each of them. But you want to at least complete them. Don't leave any projects undone. So make sure you at least get something uploaded. Okay. So that's the biggest advice I can give. Because if you don't turn anything in, I can't justify anything higher than a 0 for that. So, and if you upload something that doesn't work, I have to give you less than, I have to give you probably a not so great grade. So, yep. And for the Space Game, the intention is, what do you have to do? Add a win condition. So, yep. If you add a win condition and you make the game your own, you're going to get a 10 out of 10. I mean, honestly, like, It shouldn't be that hard. It is all kind of new stuff, but I think if you handled everything, everything has to be submitted by May. Has to be submitted by the last day of class. We do not have a final, so it's the last day of our scheduled class. So that is add a win condition can mean whatever you want it to mean. If you reach 2,000 points, you win. Yes, it can be that. So all projects need to be in by 11:59 on the last day of class, which is the week of May 4th. So I think our last day of class is the 6th then. But I can double check that. But certainly that week. Okay, so I can't go beyond. I can't go into the next week. So because I do have some rather firm deadlines on when I have to get grades in. So and grading all this stuff is a challenge. So and I know I owe you guys some grades already. So getting everything done is not going to be super easy. So if you get anything done, if you get anything uploaded and you want a grade on it, shoot me an email on it between now and the end of the semester. So, and I'm happy to take a look at that and make sure I get it graded for you. So, will there be more quizzes? Yes. So there have been some people that were absent for some times, so we're probably not going to have as many quizzes as we were supposed to, but there will be at least one quiz this week, and probably about one per week through the end of the semester. So we'll have like 4 or 5, yeah, something like that. Yep.
So if we want anything graded, do you
Yes.
email you?
No. If you're anxious,
Addressbook and stuff?
if you're anxious for your grade, yeah. So like yeah, if like you haven't seen a grade on something and you think you should have gotten one already, then just let me know. Yeah. So yeah, like address book. If you didn't have it in right away, I might not have graded it.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. Good questions. Good questions. So yeah, on the game, the win condition can be whatever you want. Have fun with it. Be creative. Make your own graphics. Whatever win condition you want. So in theory, that should be easier than 17. So, but make it fun. Make it cool. So yeah, unless you guys have anything else, we can be done for the day.